Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Green Oak Fiji fails to pay their employees for 2 months. 200 cases of child labour recorded since 2011. And former pilots sentenced to mandatory life imprisonment.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith. Around 25 employees of Green Oak Fiji have not been paid for at least 2 months now, with workers fearing that the company is closed. This has forced some workers to camp outside the premises in Votolevu Nandi for the past few days, demanding answers from the management. Felipe Naikaso has more.
These workers have been suffering in silence for the past few months, unaware if they will receive their wages, as majority have families to look after and bills to also pay.
We have to ask our families, like our neighbors, everything. We have to come to work. We have to carry from them for our bus fare, e-ticketing, everything. And the groceries also, we have to ask for the neighbors. Nearly 2 months, we never get any money.
The Ukrainian company has been operating in Fiji for the past 4 years, paying the workers on time. However, in the last few months, they have failed to do so.
Friday, 8th of June, we tried to stop the work. We called the management, we called the labor department. They came to us, the company came to us, then we knew that the company is now selling every assets from inside.
These workers are now pleading to relevant authorities for assistance.
And we are suffering a lot of problems now, and some of us are renting, some of us have children, and some of us doing their payments.
We have contacted the management of Green Oak, however they have not responded to our questions. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
There have been around 200 cases of child labour reported in the country since 2011. Ministry for Employment Permanent Secretary Salaseni Ndaunambuna says the public should come together and combat child labour with the aim of creating a child labour-free Fiji. Kritika Kumar reports.
The Employment Ministry's PS says they have investigated the cases and the children are back in school where they belong.
From the Fijian government perspective, there have been numerous initiatives that we have introduced to ensure a child labour-free society and to ensure that every Fijian child is provided with the best possible care.
The ministry has conducted training for stakeholders and labour inspections on the ground.
This joint campaign, you will see, is a means to achieve our targets, our Sustainable Development Goals target 8.7, in ending all forms of child labour by 2025.
The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation is working with the ministry and conducting workshops to educate people on the issue.
We believe that children are the future of our country. And by creating a safe environment for our children, we'll no doubt create a better environment for Fiji.
The theme for this year's World Day Against Child Labour is Generation Safe and Healthy. The theme focuses on the global demand to eradicate child labour and improve the working conditions of young workers worldwide. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Service has highlighted that not all illegal imports are intercepted by them, as some manage to slip under their radar. During their submission to the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence today, the FRCS says people are getting smarter with their tactics, and this often results in the review of their indicators. Kelly Vadala reports.
There are many challenges faced by FRCS officers at all port of entries, and this leads to a relook of their security strategies to ensure illicit goods are caught.
There is a lot of used clothing industry, and a lot of people are importing as personal effects. They importing one time, they importing 2 times, clearing as personal effect. But looking when our analysts analyze data, this particular person is importing 2 consignment, 3 consignment in the month, then the 3rd or the 4th we intercept.
Bhutto says the illegal import of cigarettes also remains a concern for them.
We have foreign nationals that are coming to undertake projects. But how many of these foreign nationals are smoking the Fiji cigarette?
Meanwhile, a review on the agreement on port state measures to prevent, deter and eliminate illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing were also part of the submission.
Through this agreement, there will be an even playing field for local and overseas registered fishing vessels. It will assist in increased revenue contribution to the state.
A review of the World Health Organization protocol to eliminate illicit trade in tobacco products was also discussed. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
Former pilot Imshad Isra Ali has been sentenced to mandatory life imprisonment with a minimum term of 18 years to be served before a presidential pardon can be considered. While sentencing him this morning, High Court Judge Justice Vincent Pereira said there was a lack of remorse from Ali for what he had done. Rachel Nath with the details.
Justice Pereira told the former pilot that the facts of the case revealed it was not a premeditated incident and he had acted out of rage. The 38-year-old murdered his de facto partner Rajeshni Sharma on November 3, 2009 at her residence on Railway Street in Samambula, Suva. It was revealed in court that on the day of the murder, Ali and Sharma argued and Ali struck her with an iron rod. When Sharma fell to the floor, Ali kicked her on the left side of her face and then took a kettle cord and strangled her. Ali ensured she showed no sign of life before ransacking her flat, making it look like a robbery gone wrong. While sentencing Ali, Justice Pereira said the presentation of the mitigating factor of Ali's medical trip to India, where he married a woman and fathered a child after the murder, also showed no signs of remorse for what he had done. Ali has 30 days to appeal. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Still to come, witness takes stand in murder trial. A new hall for the students of Nasayani Primary School in Ra. Stay with us.
Bula, neva ngomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas on tumakarong ng Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa lambasa, ya on talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere. Wana tunga ng Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere maluan.
Na vengo fane na tao no singa toka, kita on talita ka ng Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambandu ay nasere.
The trial of Mariam Pramila Devi, who was charged with one count of murder, began in the Suva High Court this morning. Devi is alleged to have murdered her de facto partner Balkrishna Naidu on November 17, 2016 in Sakoda Khalsa in Suva. The first prosecution witness, Samuela Vivia Turanga, told the court that on the day of the incident between 5 and 6 p.m., he saw the victim yelling from his terrace. Vivia Turanga says he then ran to the victim's house and asked the accused to bring a bedsheet so he could wrap Naidu, whose body was on fire, after which he took Naidu to the hospital. Before entering the taxi, the victim informed Vivia Turanga that his wife had poured kerosene on him and set him on fire. The trial continues tomorrow. It was good news for the students of Nasayani Primary School in Ra, as they will no longer have to sit out in the hot sun to have their lunch following the opening of their new school dining hall. The dining hall was destroyed during Tropical Cyclone Winston, and the students resorted to a makeshift shed or sat out in the sun. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Following a Talanoa session with the Prime Minister last July, the villagers had asked for a new dining hall, which led to the assistance from the government.
I'm glad to say that as a result of this direct and open line of communication that was opened last July, the idea of the building we stand before today was born.
The new dining hall will greatly benefit the 103 students enrolled at the primary school.
Yes, they will be using the dining hall. They will really appreciate of this new facility, dining facility, during lunch hour.
The Prime Minister also took time out to let the villagers know that promises might be made by other political parties during this time.
As soon as we enter into election season, your communities will be filled with candidates hoping to win your favor over Kawa while making all sorts of claims and guarantees.
A grant of $200,000 was provided to the village for the dining hall. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The amnesty period for ineligible recipients of the Homes Care Initiative to return their M-Pesa cards ends on Friday. Permanent Secretary for Social Welfare, Dr. Josefa Koroivueta, is urging those who receive the assistance to return their M-Pesa cards within the next 72 hours. Under the False Information Act 2016, the penalties to be meted out include a $20,000 fine and 10 years imprisonment, or both, if found guilty of misuse under the Homes Care program.
With the advice from the Ministry of Economy, we have established offices which are designated in all our districts right around the west and also in the north, for which members of the public can return their M-Pesa cards and have it receipted there and then.
100 youths from the provinces of Dakandrove, Embu and Maduata gathered in Lambasa today for a 3-day Northern Division Youth and Sports Conference. Themed Building Values that Lead to Success, the conference focuses on discussing and addressing issues faced by youths. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
100 young people and 3 days of exchanging ideas to map a direction to help address their needs.
Fijian youth have your own challenges. However, we as leaders are mandated to assist in finding solutions to these challenges.
The Welitua Youth Club in Somosomo Tavioni wants sporting clinics to be conducted in the village to deter the young people from drinking and using illicit drugs.
There's been a lot of drinking in the village and it resulted in the death of a woman over the weekend. We want programs like boxing clinics to occupy the young people so they can stop engaging in these kinds of activities.
For the young people of Kiowa, communication breakdown has been a barrier to youth development.
From the government down to the selected youth workers, and then from the youth workers down to the various youth leaders, and then from the youth leaders down to the youths themselves, and likewise vice versa.
The Ministry of Youth and Sport is determined to find ways and mechanisms to assist our Fijian youths to evolve given the resources we have.
The 3-day conference sees the youth talk and discuss about leadership, the constitution, human rights, gender equality, mental health and sports administration. The conference ends on Thursday. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
In sports later with Jamie, Levuka Weightlifting Club raises concern over Fasana comment, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Visitor arrivals increased by 7%. And in growing Fiji, villagers in Wanimbuka get access to piped drinking water. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Alpriga, Koroko, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Altriga, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the Research and Statistic Division of the South Pacific Tourism Organization in its annual review has revealed that global tourism activity remained buoyant last year. The review states arrival grew by a remarkable 7% and reached a total of 1.3 billion, representing the strongest result in 7 years. The SPTO says growth is well above the sustained and consistent trend of 4%. Fiji continues to be the leading tourism destination in the region and attracts 39.4% share of the total regional arrivals. Australia and New Zealand continue to top source markets. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
These are exciting few days for the financial markets. We are watching the key events this week, and topping the list is the summit between the President of the United States and the leader of North Korea today. On the agenda was North Korea's nuclear capability, which Trump hopes to convince them to abandon in exchange for economic assistance. The focus then shifts to 3 major central bank meetings. Tomorrow, the US releases its May inflation numbers, which might impact the tone of Thursday's US Federal Reserve policy meeting, set to raise their interest rate by 25 basis points. On Friday, the European Central Bank is set to hold formal talks on ending its bond buying program, while the Bank of Japan meets Friday as well, with no change to their policy expected. Very interesting events taking place, so join me tomorrow for all the latest. Vinaka.
Thanks for the update, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rates this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar made more gains than losses over the currencies we cover, rising against the US, the New Zealand dollars, the PNG Kina and the Yen. As for the commodities market, oil was back on the rise at $66 a barrel. Gold fell slightly to $1,297 an ounce, and silver was up to close at $16.89 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, 120 Malambe villagers in Wainimbuka, Thailand will now have access to pipe drinking water after the completion of their rural water project. The project included the upgrading of the existing dam and the construction of a water tank. The project has improved conditions for villagers, as previously they used to drink directly from the dam and there was no storage tank for water, and often resorted to using the Wainimbuka River for bathing and washing. And that's business tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Teams have started arriving in Russia ahead of the 2018 World Cup, which gets underway Friday morning. While there is a burning desire to witness who will eventuate as tournament winners this year, for the time being, it's just the sight of stars making their way to Russia that's creating all the ripples. Now, with 3 days to go for the FIFA World Cup, the tournament's official song is taking the world by storm. Live It Up by Nicky Jam, featuring Will Smith and Era Estrefi, is quickly becoming a hit worldwide with over 14 million views on YouTube in just 3 days, and it's easy to see why. Romelu Lukaku scored twice as Belgium eased to a 4-1 victory against Costa Rica in their final World Cup warm-up match. Dries Mertens and Michy Batshuayi scored the other 2 goals for Belgium. While billions of people will watch the FIFA World Cup from around the globe on television, thousands of fans will make the journey to Russia to watch the games. But after several recent diplomatic controversies, security has become a major concern. Fasenok President Joseph Roden says the Levuka weightlifting club took out of context a remark made to one of its lifters by Chief Executive Lorraine Ma. Roden said he received an email from the club saying they were saddened by a comment made by Ma over the phone last Friday. Meli Tavanga with the details.
In the Levuka weightlifting club email, President Penny Tawai stated that Fasenok Chief Executive Lorraine Ma told the lifter she didn't appreciate the medals they won at the 2018 Commonwealth Games.
He called Apolline Vevai, the bronze medalist in the 2 Commonwealth Games. He doesn't appreciate Apolline Vevai for getting the bronze medal at the recent Commonwealth Games.
Fasenok President Joe Roden says their role is to help athletes, and the comment made by the Levuka club was out of context and inaccurate.
They took it out of context. All Lorraine was trying to do is help this lifter, because this lifter was working for Fasenok. It's a one-to-one personal friend, and all they were trying to do is help. But they took it out in context. They took the wrong context.
Tawai says that Ma emailed him last night saying her telephone call was only in consideration of the lifter's future.
Informing her that she has to go and train under the new Iranian coach. Whatever she was saying, I think it's all from our weightlifting future.
Meanwhile, Ma is currently in Samoa and will not comment on the issue at the moment. Beli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji women's 15s team got their tour of Australia off to a winning start. The Alipereti Novivarata coached team outclassing the Brumbies women's side 33-7 yesterday. After a narrow loss to Fiji in its Pacific Nations Cup opener, the Samoan rugby side will be out to redeem themselves against Tonga this Saturday. France-based Samoan player Piula Fasalele says they're using last week's loss to Fiji as a learning curve and they hope to come out stronger against Tonga. Luciana Tangitakambau reports.
The Samoan rugby side believes they should work on ball possession if they are to win the Pacific Nations Cup.
The position of the ball, making sure we secure our ball and just making sure our set piece is good, our scrum and our line out, and just really controlling the ball and playing our style of game.
Forward Piula Fasisela says they will use some techniques that worked last match against Tonga.
But the result, a positive is we chased the game in the second half, and hopefully we can take those positives into the match against Tonga.
Backs coach and former Wallabies Chris Latham says they will not underestimate Tonga but will try to execute their game plan.
The Tongans will be very physical, we know that. You know, they'll have a few tricks up their sleeve, and we've just got to make sure that you know, we look after ourselves. You know, if we take care of the ball, we dictate the game on our terms, we'll be very confident.
With the Samoan rugby side having experienced players, the team believes anything is possible as they prepare for a physical match against Tonga this Saturday at Suva's ANZ Stadium. Luciana Tangitakambau, FBC Sports.
In today's Play of the Day, Dan Carter and Usain Bolt showing off their silky football skills in a celebrity charity match for the World 11. Both superstars proving they know a thing or two about football despite going down to the England 11 side by 4-3. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather.
Narang gole senya, awama kita benakas, dorong bina kape, ona Radio Fiji One, nandong wibit.
Ayaw benyana, ito barong na Radio Fiji One, nandong wibisi, hindi natoka.
Guado ilaisa ingatoka, rong bina na heramakawa ina Radio Fiji One ingatoka.
Radio Fiji One, nandong wibiti.
In new media tonight, the Cat S60 is the first smartphone to include an integrated thermal imaging camera. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It looks like the best of the weather is here. It's all sunny for a while, then rain cools it off. We're having this type of conditions for a while now and it will stick around. Checking the west out, it's so beautiful, though light showers had a slight show. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, a day of mixed conditions. And up north, a mix as well, showers indicated for tonight. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 11:18 p.m. with low tide at 5:35 a.m. Sunrise at 6:35. For tomorrow, we could have sunshine visiting us for a while before light showers take over. Tomorrow's temps, it looks like all the centers will be cool in the high 20s. And looking further on to Thursday, like I said earlier, the sun and shower battle will go on for a while. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, which team are you supporting in this year's FIFA World Cup?
Brazil, of course. That's my favorite.
My team is Germany because they export in soccer.
I think Germany is going to win because when I see them, they're very smart to play. So I give them all my best.
Spain going to win the World Cup because they know how to play the game and they will make it.
Absolutely inspiring. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Green Oak Fiji fails to pay their employees for 2 months. 200 cases of child labour recorded since 2011, and former pilots sentenced to mandatory life imprisonment. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our Pulse segment, this week we're asking, do you think police drivers should do more defensive driving courses? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was taken by Zach Puri in Namosi. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोलुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।